26th of September 2025. The day before yesterday, I spoke about the characteristic, function, and manifestation of mindfulness. At this moment, I have been speaking about the second manifestation of mindfulness, that is protection. Under this aspect of protection, I referred to the discourse on the dwelling of the noble ones. I explained that we human beings build and live in houses to keep ourselves safe and protected from danger. In the same way, throughout the cycles of existence, we need a safe dwelling, not a physical one, but a spiritual refuge where we can remain protected, especially from falling into lower realms of existence and ultimately be led toward the highest safety, that is Nibbana. In this discourse, the Buddha mentioned 10 dwellings of noble ones. Here I will focus on one of the most important among them. The quality known in Pali as Ekarakho Hoti. The literal meaning of this statement is he has a protection, or he is endowed with a protection. This means the noble one dwells with mindfulness as a protector. In other words, dwelling with the protector mindfulness is one of the 10 dwelling of the noble one. Fully liberated noble ones, arhantas, have complete 100% protection by mindfulness. Their minds are entirely pure, free from all defilements. Anagamis, non-returners, do not yet have full protection from all defilements, but they do have 100% protection from those defilements that cause rebirth in the sensuous realms, including anger and sensual desires, because anagami path knowledge uproots anger and sensual desire. Sakadagami, once returners, and sotapannas, stream winners, also do not have full protection from but they do have 100% protection from those defilements that could lead to rebirth in the lower realms. A Sotapanna still possesses residual greed, hatred, and delusion to some degree. As a result, he may still engage in certain unwholesome actions through body and mind. However, he will never commit the kind of deeply unwholesome actions such as breaking 5 precepts, killing, stealing, committing sexual misconduct, so on, or breaking or actions rooted in extreme delusion or hatred that would result in rebirth in the lower realms. The restraint is due to the power of mindfulness, which now function as a guardian or a protector. At this stage of path, mindfulness arises automatically and swiftly, protecting the mind from falling into state that could lead to grave misconduct. This protective aspect of mindfulness is why it is called one of the 5 controlling faculties. It governs and restrains the mind, helping to maintain alignment with Dhamma. Those meditators who are practicing diligently in meditation can reflect on their own experience. Like when mindfulness is truly strong, even if greed arises, mindfulness immediately mindfulness immediately follows it, notes it, and removes it. When anger arises, if mindfulness is strong, it immediately follows it, notes it, and removes it. As a result, defilements like greed, anger have no opportunity to manifest through physical or verbal actions. So, if ordinary mindfulness during practice can be this protective, how much more powerful must the mindfulness of a Sotapanna be? With strong mindfulness, unwholesome impulses are intercepted at the mental level before they can manifest into speech or bodily action. However, a Sotapanna does not suddenly attain such strong mindfulness in just a day or two of practice. Like yogis, meditators who are practicing diligently now, They must put in continuous and determined effort, progressing step by step, stage by stage, until they reach that state. So, inspired by that understanding, meditators should continue to apply strong effort with confidence and determination so that in time they too may arrive at that noble state. Not only that, right now, while practicing meditation with a strong mindfulness, you can dwell in the very dwelling of the noble ones. When I say you can dwell in the dwelling of the noble ones, you might wonder, how is it possible for ordinary beings like us to dwell where the noble ones dwell? The most venerable Mahasi Sayadaw explained it like this. Nowadays, there are many grand and luxurious hotels or apartments. Although they do not belong to you, they are not your own homes. But if you pay the required price, you can stay there for a few days, months, or even years. In the same way, the dwellings of the noble ones may not yet be your permanent home, but if you pay the necessary price, you can temporarily dwell there under the protection of mindfulness and wisdom. So, what is the necessary price to dwell in the dwelling of the noble ones? Again, the Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw, the most Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw replied, you must give chanda, whole-hearted willingness, the not ordinary one, the great chanda, then saddha, faith and confidence, and viriya, effort. If you possess these, then you are allowed to dwell in the noble dwelling. So with strong desire, deep faith and vigorous effort, if you develop mindfulness even for a single moment, then for that moment you are dwelling in the dwellings of the noble ones. If you can maintain mindfulness for 2 moments, then for those 2 moments you are abiding there. It may not yet be your permanent residence, but every moment of true mindfulness, supported by great strong faith and effort, is a moment you dwell in a space similar to that of the noble ones. All the noble ones of the past, all the all those who will arise in the future, and all the noble ones in the present, including meditators who have developed strong mindfulness, dwell under the powerful protection of sati mindfulness. That is why meditators should strive diligently with great willingness and faith to develop mindfulness in each and every moment. If you are practicing sitting meditation with each rising and falling of the abdomen, you should wholeheartedly aim to establish protective mindfulness. From the very first moment you observe the rising and falling, apply effort, then again with the second rising and falling, the third, the fourth, and so on, mindfully, steadily. If after a few observations the mind wanders, immediately recognize it, observe that distraction deeply, and with penetrative awareness, make a firm commitment to face that thought directly. Then return to primary object as soon as possible. Once again, continue observing rising and the falling with clear, focused mindfulness. If any sensation becomes noticeable, such as pain, itching, or numbness, observe it mindfully and thoroughly. After dealing with it, return to the rising and falling. In this way, throughout the entire hour, you should practice wholeheartedly, doing your best to protect the stream of consciousness with continuous and unbroken mindfulness. Unbroken and continuous mindfulness is required to protect your mind continuously. If you develop the mindfulness continuously, then protection also will be continuous. Similarly, when you do walking meditation, observe each step with great determination without missing a single step. Be fully mindful of the movement of the foot, lifting, pushing, placing. When mindfulness is continuous like this, the protection will remain with you throughout the walking period. During daily activities as well, whether you are eating, washing, changing clothes, or cleaning, you should apply the same effort to maintain mindfulness. Be present, observe each movement and intention clearly, and do not allow the mind to drift carelessly. Just as in sitting and walking meditation, the key is to guard the stream of consciousness with moment to moment awareness. The more you maintain mindfulness, the more you dwell under the protection of sati, mindfulness. The very protection relied upon by the noble ones themselves. The stronger the mindfulness, the stronger the protection. I repeat, the stronger the mindfulness, the stronger the protection. For this reason, you should try your best to strengthen mindfulness by observing continuously, without gaps, without forgetfulness. So, the way to strengthen the mindfulness is observing continuously, without gap, without intervals. If you observe continuously, without gaps, without intervals, spontaneously, automatically, your mindfulness will get stronger. And when the mindfulness gets stronger, then protection gets stronger. That is why the stronger the mindfulness, the stronger the protection. The stronger the protection. The more consistent and focused your mindfulness becomes, the more powerfully it protects the mind from defilements and distractions. Just as a stronger shield offers better protection in battle, a stronger mindfulness guards the mind more effectively against unwholesome thoughts and reactions and impulses. So don't be content with weak or occasional mindfulness. Strengthen it through continuous observation, moment by moment, breathe by breathe, step by step. So you have to be mindful each and every moment, each and every step, each and every second to strengthen your mindfulness without gaps and intervals. Again, the stronger the mindfulness, the stronger the block, and the stronger the defense. The day before yesterday, I did mention mindfulness not just protects the stream of consciousness, but also it blocks defense. That's why the stronger the mindfulness, the stronger the block, and the stronger the defense. And the stronger the protection, block, and defense, the greater the safety of the mind. For this reason, you should try your best To strengthen mindfulness by observing continuously without gaps, without forgetfulness, moment by moment, step by step, breathe by breath, build your mindfulness like a strong wall so that it becomes a reliable protector for the stream of consciousness. Just as a well guarded fortress cannot be break out or breached, a well guarded mind cannot be overrun by defilements. Strong mindfulness leads to strong protection, and strong protection leads to the inner safety. Imagine your mind as a home. Let's imagine your mind as a home, and defilements like greed, anger, and delusion are like thieves to break in. If there is no mindfulness, the door is wide open and the thieves come in freely. They steal your peace, your clarity, and your virtue. But if mindfulness is present and is strong, it's like a trained guard standing at the door, alert and watchful. When a thief tries to enter, the guard blocks them right away. And like anger starts to rise, mindfulness notices it immediately, it labels it, observes it, does not react. And gradually the anger fades away. Because the guard is strong, the thief never gets inside. The house remains safe and undisturbed. Just as a well-guarded house is free from thieves or even the danger of thieves, the well-guarded mind is free from defilements. Because mindfulness is standing at the door like a strong guard. Defilements such as greed, anger, and delusion are either not admitted at all, or if they do arise, they are seen clearly and dispelled instantly. There is no room for them to settle, to grow, or to take over. The mind remains safe and undisturbed. This is freedom, deliverance. So when mind is well protected, well guarded, when there is strong block and defense is there, mind becomes free from the defilements. This is deliverance. In Pali we call it mutti, liberation from mental pollutions. Even if temporary, each moment the mind is free from defilements is a moment of mukti, a taste of the freedom that the noble ones live in continuously. When the mind is free from defilements, it becomes calm. So another quality, calmness. Why? Because defilement are exactly what disturb the peace of the mind. They are the mental pollutants that stir up emotional storms, storms and destroy stillness. Like greed, pull the mind outward, chasing after what it doesn't have. Anger sets the mind on fire, burning with resentment or frustration. Delusion clouds the mind, making it unclear, confused, and unstable. Think of how you feel when you are angry. The heart races, the breath becomes heavy, the mind spins with thoughts of blame or revenge. That's not a calm mind, but when anger is absorbed mindfully and allowed to fade, the body relaxes, the breath slows, the mind becomes peaceful again. A flame on a candle is calm when there is no wind. Defilements are like wind, they strike the flame, make it prickle, and sometimes blow it out. When there is no wind, the flame stands still and steady. Similarly, when the mind is free from defilements, it rests calmly, undisturbed. This is Santi in Pali. I repeat, Santi in Pali, calmness. I just mentioned about mukti, deliverance, freedom. Now another benefits that you enjoy having mindfulness is Santi. Santi in Pali. So the presence of mindfulness brings calm and clarity. Now again we can say the stronger the mindfulness, the stronger the calm. And the more continuous the mindfulness, the deeper the peace. Calm, peace, they develop when mindfulness is present. So this means that every single moment of true mindfulness contains calmness and peace. I repeat, every single moment of true mindfulness contains calmness and peace. That moment could be while you are observing the rising and falling of abdomen, or while noting mental objects, or while being aware of bodily sensations like pain, tension, or warmth. or while observing the steps of your feet during walking meditation, or even while mindfully performing daily activities, washing, eating, cleaning, reaching for an object, etc. So it could be any moment. If mindfulness, true mindfulness is present, then calmness and peace is there. The true mindfulness contains calmness and peace. So wherever mindfulness is truly present, calmness and peace can be found right there in that moment. It's like peace and calm in every breath, peace and calm in every step, peace and calm in every moment, every movement. In other words, peace and calm in each second, each minute, and each hour, as long as mindfulness remains unbroken. You don't need to wait for some future attainment. Even now, in this moment, with mindfulness, the heart can touch peace. The moment of freedom from defilements not only bring peace and calm, but also gives rise to joy and mental comfort. Another two immediate benefits that yogis enjoy when mindfulness is present: joy and mental comfort. Imagine sitting in a noisy, chaotic room full of shouting and distraction. Suddenly, all the noise stops. In that silence, you don't just feel calm, you feel relief, joy, and comfort. That's what the mind feels when defilements fall silent. And just as a burden lifted from the shoulder brings physical comfort, the removal of defilements brings mental comfort that arises naturally. So these are the immediate benefits we can enjoy when true mindfulness is present. So these are the immediate benefits that we can enjoy when true mindfulness is present. Protection, the first one is protection, then blocking, defending, then a sense of safety, then a taste of freedom, then calm, inner peace, joy, and mental comfort, all arising together in the same moment, whether consciously or unconsciously. I repeat those benefits: protection, blocking, defending, a sense of safety, a taste of freedom, then calm, inner peace, joy, and mental comfort. If I have to say in Pali, the protection is arakha, mentioned as arakha. Blocking and defending is mentioned as avarana. A sense of safety is mentioned as gutti. A taste of freedom is mentioned as mutti. Calm and peace, mentioned as santi. Joy as piti, and mental comfort as sukha. So these are the immediate benefits that meditators can enjoy when true mindfulness is present. So, but in contrast, if you fail to develop true mindfulness, you miss out on all of these benefits. If you lose mindfulness even for a single moment, you lose these benefits for that moment. If you lose it for a second, you miss out for a second. If you are unmindful for 1 full minute, you may lose the benefits 60 times. 60 times you lose these benefits. And if the mind is unguarded for 5 minutes, that is 300 lost opportunities. And for an entire hour, it could mean 3,600 missed moments. 3,600 chances loss of protect, calm, and free the mind. So whenever you miss to develop mindfulness, you lose these benefits. I have already mentioned what are they. Protection, blocking, defending, a sense of safety, a taste of freedom, calmness, peace, joy, mental comfort. You will lose these benefits. In order to not to lose, you have to develop mindfulness each and every moment. The, the, the mindfulness, the deeply penetrated mindfulness, not the superficial one. We have already talked about the characteristics of mindfulness, the quality of true mindfulness. The quality of the true mindfulness is non-wobbling, non-superficiality. So you should, when you observe the meditation object, your mind should sink into or plunge into the meditative object. It should not floating away on the surface of the meditation object. Then only you will enjoy these benefits. So this is what about the manifestation of the mindfulness. We are talking all these under the manifestation of the mindfulness that is protection. So there are two manifestation of mindfulness. One is facing the object or being toward the object. That is the first manifestation of mindfulness. And the second is protection. So we will continue coming days with the proximate cause of the mindfulness, and there are still more benefits that we can enjoy by having the mindfulness. We will continue on next day. So for today, by knowing how beneficial the mindfulness is, or what we can enjoy having mindfulness, and what we can lose by being unmindful, and by knowing these facts, may you be able to be mindful each and every moment, not only in sitting meditation, not only in walking meditation, but also during the daily activities. The day before yesterday also I did mention many yogis, they try to develop true mindfulness while observing primary object, but while observing secondary object they fail to do. They do try their best to develop true mindfulness while observing the movements of the feet, but they fail to develop true mindfulness while observing the daily activities. So ensure that you do try your best to develop the true mindfulness, and by developing true mindfulness, may you be able to protect, defend, block your mind, and may you have a sense of safety, a taste of freedom, deep calm, inner peace, joy and mental comfort. More than that, may you be able to dwell in the dwelling of Noble One each and every moment.